Night on the high plains isn't just dark, it's alive. It breathes. It hums. I've learned to listen. There's the groan of the wind pushing through the cottonwoods, the soft hiss of sand against the porch rail, the distant yip of a coyote carrying across miles of nothing. Out here, silence has teeth. It'll chew on a man's bones if he sits still long enough. 5 years alone will teach you things. It taught me how to mend fences, patch a roof in a lightning storm, and drink whiskey slow enough that it numbs without drowning. It taught me to keep my own company. It taught me how grief sounds when the house is empty. You're the only heartbeat left. My name's Caleb Hart, once. I had a wife named Ellen, and a boy who loved to chase the horses at dawn. Then came the fire. It took them and left me standing in the black smoke, deaf and hollow. After that, I didn't much care to talk to anyone. A man can live on silence if he's stubborn enough. Tonight's one of those nights where the silence presses heavy. It's like the whole damn prairie's leaning on me. The lantern beside me sputters with a thin yellow flame, chasing shadows across the porch boards. My Winchester leans against the rail, polished but dusty like me. I sip the last inch of whiskey and watch the horizon. The stars here don't twinkle. They burn cold and sharp. Folks in town say I'm crazy for living this far out. I tell them the land doesn't judge, doesn't ask. Truth is, I just couldn't bear their pity. A sudden rustle breaks the rhythm, not the wind, not the usual night things. It's heavier, uneven.
Hooves, no boots.
Too light, then a sound that pulls me up from the chair before I know I'm moving, a cry. Thin, ragged, swallowed by the wind, but real enough to set my skin prickling. I grab the Winchester and step off the porch. The cry comes again. Faint and far but desperate. Could be a coyote dragging something. Could be troubled out here. You learn trouble's got many shapes. I saddle up the bay gelding without thought, sliding the rifle into the scabbard. Moonlight silver washes the canyon as I ride toward the sound. The night smells of sage and cold dust, sharp enough to clear the whiskey haze. My heartbeat kicks harder with every yard. Then I see her. At first she's just a shadow near a tumble of rocks, but then the wind shifts and the moon glances off skin and torn fabric. A woman. She's slumped sideways, one leg twisted wrong, hair loose and wild like a dark river spilling over the stones. I dismount slow, rifle loose, but ready. Ma'am? My voice scrapes rough from disuse. No answer. I take 2 careful steps closer. She stirs, tries to push up, collapses. Her breathing's ragged, and when she lifts her head, I see eyes black, bright. Terrified, something in them cuts clean through the iron I've built around myself. It's all right, I say, softer. I'm not going to hurt you. She flinches anyway. Then her gaze flickers past me into the dark, the way an animal does when it's been hunted. Her ankle's swollen bad. Boot ripped half off. There's blood dried on her temple. She's been out here a while. I reach for my canteen and hold it out. She hesitates, wild, uncertain, but thirst wins. She drinks in small, trembling swallows, like she doesn't trust the water to last. What's your name? I ask nothing. All right. Don't talk. I shift my weight, glance at the horizon. The desert's too quiet? No tracks but mine for now. I kneel and slide an arm under her shoulders, another behind her knees. She's lighter than she should be, bones and sinew under torn cloth. When I lift her onto the saddle, she lets out a breath like pain's been holding her lungs hostage. She doesn't fight me. Maybe she's past fighting. We ride back slow, me walking beside the gelding, hands steady on the reins. She sways but doesn't fall. The stars watch us, silent, cold witnesses. My cabin looks lonelier than usual when I push the door open with my shoulder. But for the first time in years, loneliness doesn't feel like safety. It feels like something's about to change. I lay her on the worn leather couch. The fire I banked earlier throws enough light to catch the high bones of her cheeks, the dust streaking her face. She's young, maybe late 20s, but there's a hardness there, a survivor's edge. She watches me, silent but alert. I'm Caleb, I say. My voice cracks, but hell, it's been a long time since I introduced myself to anyone. She just breathes. I fetch water, bandages, the salve I use on horses. She jerks when I touch her ankle, but doesn't stop me. The bone's not broken, bad sprain though. I work careful, wrapping tight but gentle. When I'm done, I set a tin cup of broth nearby. Eat if you can. She eyes the cup, then me, then drinks slow. It's the first sign she trusts me even a little. Outside, a coyote yips, then goes quiet. The wind picks up, rattling the loose shutter. I check the door's bolt, out of habit, and something more, because the way she keeps flicking glances toward the window. That's fear, not just pain. I've seen fear before. I've smelled it, fought it, drowned in it, and hers says someone's out there. I stoke the fire higher, though the night's not that cold. My gut's humming, the same hum you get right before lightning strikes. She finally speaks so soft I almost miss it. Aria, I glance over. She's looking straight at me now. My name. Aria Greyhawk. The name tastes wild and proud. But her eyes, they're wounded things. I nod slow. You're safe here, Aria. Flicker, doubt, hope. I can't tell. Then she whispers something else. A tremor just under the words, they'll come. It's not a question. Not a maybe. It's a promise. I feel the old ache flare in my chest, the one fire left behind. For 5 years I told myself I'd keep my head down, live, and let die. But something in the way she said it. Something cracks. I set the rifle by the door. My thumb brushes the worn steel. Then let M come, say low and certain, outside. The prairie breathes long and cold and waiting, and for the first time since the fire, so am I. I don't sleep that night. I sit by the fire with the rifle across my knees, watching shadows crawl across the cabin walls. She drifts in and out, sometimes stirring with a small sound, sometimes utterly still. Each time she moves, I listen for footsteps, for hooves, for anything more than the restless wind. When dawn finally comes, pale and thin over the plains, I step outside. The world smells of sage and cold ash. My boots crunch the frost. No new tracks. No movement. Just endless land. When I go back inside, she's awake. Her eyes find me, clear now, but guarded. Coffee? I ask, a slight nod. She sits up slowly, wincing but stubborn. There's something steel-hard under the exhaustion. I pour for both of us. She holds the cup with 2 hands, like she's cold clear through. We drink in silence for a while. Then I speak. You said they'd come. She nods once. Who? Her gaze drops to the floorboards. Men who want land that isn't theirs. They took my cousin. Burned our camp. I ran. It hits me like a hammer. Smoke. Fire running. My own memories rise sharp and hot. I swallow hard. You've got family? I ask. Some scattered. Her voice is quiet, almost ashamed. No one close enough now. Study her face. There's a line of dried blood at her hairline, a bruise darkening her cheek. Still, she doesn't look broken, just cornered. You can stay, I say, before I think better. The words come rough but real. She lifts her head. For the first time, I see a flicker of something soft. You don't even know me. Don't need to. Silence stretches, but it isn't heavy. It's new, careful. Later, I take her outside so she can breathe real air. She leans on me to hop the single step and stand in the cold light. The land opens wide before us, endless grass, far hills, sky so huge it swallows sorrow for a while. She studies it, then me. You live alone? Yeah, why? I almost don't answer. But the question's simple, and maybe the answer needs saying. Fire took everything. She's quiet a long time. Then, softly, I'm sorry. I shrug, but it lands deeper than I want to admit. Nobody's said that to me in years. Before noon, she's asleep again on the couch, face turned toward the window. I step outside, walk the fence line. That's when I see it, just a single print by the water trough. Heavy, fresh. Someone's been close. I circle wide, rifle ready, but find nothing more. Still, the hum in my gut sharpens to a blade. She was right. They're out there. When I get back, she's awake, watching me from the doorway, blanket around her shoulders. Trouble? She asks. Maybe, I say. Her jaw tightens. She doesn't look surprised, only resigned. I meet her eyes, steady and dark. If they find this place, I won't hand you over. For a heartbeat, she just stares. Then something changes in her face, not relief. Exactly, but a quiet knowing. Caleb, she says. My name's soft but certain, and for the first time in years, my name feels like it belongs to a man still alive.